I really want you to feel good being you. And I don't want it to just be words and lip service. I want you to really feel it. I want you to feel it. I want you to feel good being you. So let's just think about this for a bit. Your existence is miraculous. The chances that you would arrive on the planet and be here are very slim. And here you are. Here you are. You are here. Here we are. There's something indescribable, indisputable about the relationship between mattering and existing. You're here. I've been thinking about this a lot, especially because of all the news about immigration and all that. This country, I'm in the US, has had a really bizarre relationship with immigration and identity from the very beginning. Because the people who are supposedly the ruling class, they were the ones who were immigrants from the beginning. They didn't come here and find an empty environment. They found humans. They found indigenous people here. So they were the immigrants. Anyway, it's just really funny to me to think about these issues of identity, mattering, belonging, existence in the context of in the context of embodiment. Because embodiment really, to me, embodiment always lands me in this place where I end up thinking about causality in one way or another. And I don't know exactly why that is, but I'm sure it'll reveal itself, because one thing I am noticing is that because I'm cultivating a practice of noticing, I notice more. And I can see the patterns of how things come to be, how things materialize. And it's remarkable, really. So there is a relationship between existing and mattering. The way I think about it is, if a thing is here in my physical experience, I have to contend with it. So right now I'm in this beautiful park where I love to come and record my videos, and there are trees, and I have to contend with that as I walk back. After I'm done here, as I walk back to my car, I have to contend with the trees. They're here, and therefore they matter. I'm not capable of walking straight through a tree. I have to walk around the tree. All of the hundreds of people who are here today at the park, they're contributing to the background noise and the vibe and the all kinds of different elements of the experience I'm having here at the park. They exist, and therefore they matter. It's really, on that level, pretty basic. And so I feel like the physicality of life pulls you into a conversation about mattering and existing in that way. And then also there's the psychological aspect of it. I'm not a psychologist, but there's the aspect of it that has to do with self-concept, sense of self, identity, self-sense. It's like, okay, in this society, in this culture, in this community, in this context, do I matter? What happens when my body lands in a particular place? Do people look around like, what are you doing here? Or do they welcome me? What are the factors? What are the factors that allow people to welcome or not welcome me? Fascinating. Fascinating. Conversations about status, hierarchy, belonging, mattering, existing have always been interesting to me, but have taken on a different kind of cast, a different shade, a different color since I've been doing embodiment work. Because now I'm not just thinking about it conceptually, I'm having a kind of physical, somatic experience of all of those things as well. It's not just philosophical. It's like, this is happening, like in my body, in the physical world. This is happening. And I'm interpreting, and I'm feeling, and I'm absorbing, and I'm integrating, and I'm experiencing all of these things. These questions also lead to bigger conversations about how we coexist as humans. How do we coexist with our neighbors? How? How do we coexist with our own people, you know? How do we do it? We have attempted it for all of human history. We have found ways to coexist, not always easily, not always in the healthiest way, but we do it, we figure it out, we have to, because we're here. We're here. I'm convinced that those of us in the world who are philosophical are actually just living. We're not philosophical. We're just aware. We're just aware. I've definitely been called philosophical, but it's not that, because I'm not just thinking about things. I'm feeling things. I'm experiencing things, and I'm noticing things. Physical things, not just thoughts that are floating through the sky. And that's a whole other topic that I won't get into, but just the primacy of language. language in a lot of ways is just an attempt to share something experienced. But there are times where we don't have to use language. We can just connect with a glance. I just had that happen today. I was in another part of the park and something was going down that was a little bit shady. And this other lady just looked at me and we just had a wordless moment of looking at each other. Then she looked back at me again and smiled. So sometimes we don't need words, you know. Sometimes we really don't need words. It's interesting. But I'm a word person, so I made my living for most of my adult life as a word and language person, working in the allied fields of of marketing and communications and advertising. And actually, it's interesting to be in my 50s now and to realize that I was just talking with a friend about this yesterday, how there's so much unlearning to do because of the ways I've learned to communicate, being in those fields where everything's a story. It's like, yeah, but also what am I feeling? What are you feeling? What are we actually experiencing here? Not just what are we saying, you know? And another piece of that is, you know, constantly landing in conversations about work and what you do for a living when no one's really talking about who you're being or who you're becoming as you're living. Like, can we talk about that? Can we talk about that for a couple minutes? Okay, well, that's my rant for today. If we haven't met before, my name's Brigitt Thompson, and I am the host of the Thriving in Plain Sight podcast. Ooh, I'm seeing spider webs. I'm the host of the Thriving in Plain Sight podcast and the creator of the Crossroads Companion, a new audio program for facing the unknown, priced for purchasing and sharing, so go check it out. There's a link in the notes under this video. Go check it out. Listen to a sample. Be fed. Be supported. And gift a few copies to the people in your life who are navigating shifts in identity, who are doing the courageous work and the heavy lifting of starting something new. Gift them something that will keep them encouraged and focused and inspired. The Crossroads Companion. And yeah, be in your body. Be in your body, my friend. And I will see you again next time. Bye.